Hello everyone, I'm here to show you how to get 3 stars on the Geometry Wars Dimensions Super Sequence. Now, the first thing to make note of is that on the Evolved Game mode, you can take as much time as you want when clearing the waves. Because of that, the first few waves at this level should be cleared rather slowly in an attempt to get your multiplier as high as possible. The next wave will not spawn until there are very few enemies left on screen, and because the first few waves are not very threatening, you could actually kill them very slowly in order to collect all the multiplier possible. In this video, I actually cleared them much faster than I need to. The next thing you'll notice is that I'm using the sweep drone. I use the sweep because the later waves have a very high chance of killing you quite easily, and the sweep gives me a greater chance of surviving. I would use attack if I were going for high scores, but the purpose of this video is to simply clear a level with 3 stars. If you are a high score enthusiast, there are other videos online that show people doing this level with attack and getting insane scores, and I suggest you check out their videos. Now to talk about this particular wave. The pink squares are probably the least threatening enemies in the game, as all they do is slowly float towards you. So as I was saying before, the purpose of the early waves is to collect as much multiplier as possible. On this one, I like to just kill them on the outer edges, collect the multiplier until they're bundled up in the center, until I eventually just nuke them all down. The next wave coming up is another pretty straightforward one. It's not very likely to kill you, although the enemies appear to be spawning everywhere. The way these ones work is they home in on wherever the little multiplier geodes are on screen. Because of that, you can just kind of float around for a while they cluster up, and you can just keep firing at them and collect the multiplier, and they'll just all slowly funnel in towards you. Once the super state spawns, you want to grab that right away, because the next wave sucks. This wave is long, and these guys suck because they just constantly rush towards your direction. With attack, you'd have to kite them around on screen all day, but because we have sweep, we can feel safer and just kind of pray they don't get through it, and survive that way. The added perk to doing it this way is we stay more or less in the same spot, and we'll collect the majority of the geodes that fall. We'll miss some of them, but we can't possibly get them all anyway. In the end, I blow a turret charge here, because I was afraid I might die. But that's much better than taking the death. This wave can be rather intimidating, because enemies can often spawn off screen and you won't know where they're coming from, as well as they come from all directions. The key to killing an entire wave at once is to simply keep the right stick steady, because if you do that, and you fire at a slight angle, you'll wipe out the whole line of them at once. If you start falling behind, and enemies are just coming from all directions, you'll want to stay relatively still. If you do that, you can start punching holes in each of the 4 lines around you, and stay safe that way. Once you're in a position like that, you can take your time eliminating the remaining enemies. The next wave is kinda scary. I find that the best way to deal with this is just back yourself into a corner and start firing around, killing them as they spawn. However, there is the chance that one will spawn on you, which I believe actually happens in this footage. The grand majority of the time, I don't have a problem with them spawning on me. So that just goes to show that there is room for improvement on this, and any idiot can actually clear it. This wave here, you just gotta pray none of them hit you and collect as many geodes as possible. Because those little pink balls, they drop so much. This wave is damn near impossible if you don't have attack as your drone. That being said, I end up using 2 charges of turret here to get through it, but in the end I do. This essentially makes up for my mistake of dying on the wave prior. This next wave works in a way that these enemies constantly want to run away from your bullets. That being said, my execution here is actually terribly wrong, but because I have the super state on, I can get away with it. What you would actually want to do is to push them out a direction and then funnel them into a corner as they try and run away with your gun and kill them that way. However, I get away with this just by abusing my nukes and starting the next wave. As you can tell, we have exceeded the 150 million point mark, which is our 3-star goal. So at this point we consider the level complete, and I essentially just let myself die. I hope this video has been useful to anyone going for 3 stars on this level, as I know this one in particular gave me a lot of trouble. And I will eventually complete the Platinum myself, and I hope this is helpful to anyone else going for the Platinum for this game.
Level complete.